Can I do the intro this time?
Yes, Dom, you can do the intro this time.
Welcome back to Organic Matters. I'm your host, Dominic George, and
Tomas Ellis. Welcome back to another episode, guys. So, as you can see here, we're wearing the same shirt, and
for our audio listeners, we are wearing a Tetris shirt that we both got because I bought it for Tomas for his birthday, and then I had an opportunity to buy it, so I did, so we could match and be all cute and cuddly, and yes.
Cuddlicious.
So we thought we'd just address that before we started.
I think we actually got ours years apart.
Yeah.
Years or year, I don't know, I'm not sure. But it's one of my favorite shirts to this day, and it was a great present. So if you guys are thinking about getting presents for your friends and family, I recommend Tetris shirt.
Anyways, welcome back to Organic Matters. I thought we'd start with an actual organic matter for the first time on the podcast. So I was chilling with my girlfriend, and I get a text from Joker over here, and it says, "Dude, the sun is the only star in our solar system." And I was like, pause. I couldn't tell if he was joking or not, but I was like, he's got to be sarcastic, because you learn this in like 3rd grade. All right, they go, the sun is the star, and it's the center of our solar system, and it's the only one, and the stars far away are just other suns. And I was like, okay, cool. So I was like, dude, stop. He's like, what? And so he wasn't joking. He genuinely thought that the sun wasn't the only star in the solar system.
Okay, let me make my case here. All right, so 3rd grade, that's a really long time ago. Like I said, I don't even remember, in the last episode, I don't even remember stories from when I'm in kindergarten.
Dude, but that's like learning multiplication.
Multiplication is different. That's one step. You multiply one number by another number, because it's like another number goes into this that many times. That's division. Apparently I don't know how to multiply either. Listen, guys. Stars are freaking crazy. And they look really small, and the sun looks really big, okay? So, if I'm not listening one day in class and I accidentally miss that the sun is the only star in our solar system and every other star is a different solar system, that I just didn't listen that day, and I'm sorry, and I've never thought about it I've never talked about it with anyone else. So when my parents told me, I was absolutely flabbergasted and astonished, because I always thought that stars were, like, the sun was a large star, and the rest of the stars were kind of, like, that were in our solar system were kind of small, like maybe the size of, like, a state to, like, a house, like that type of size, and, like, they're just so bright in our solar system that we can see them from our Earth. Like, have you ever seen that picture of the huge stuffed bunny that's in the Guinness World Record book, where it looks down from the International Space Station and you can see the huge stuffed bunny?
No.
Okay, well, there's this pink stuffed bunny that's probably like...
You mean the battery? The battery bunny? Like the fake commercial?
It might be. I don't know.
The fake commercial with, like, the bunny that drums for the battery?
It's that color. It's that color. It's pink.
Oh my God.
But it's not the battery bunny, alright? The battery bunny is a different type of bunny. Anyways, so this bunny is probably, like, I don't know, 100,000 feet big. Not 100,000, just 1,000 feet big. And, like, it's a huge freaking bunny. And you can see it from space, and it's not that big. You can see the Great Wall of China from space. That's another example. So I'm thinking, oh, stars are, like, as bright as the sun. The sun is a huge star, and these smaller stars give off the same amount of light to a certain degree, because, like, the sun is bigger, so it would give off more light.
Okay, we understand.
And the smaller stars, the smaller stars give off so much light that we can see them from the Earth.
So, first of all, I thought it was just crazy that you thought that, right? But what's more interesting, I think, is we brought this up to our friends during our weights class, and there were multiple people that didn't know the sun was the only star in our solar system. And I'm just thinking, like, I'm in a class of just the dumbest people of all time. That's I'm
literally elementary.
the funniest thing is when he says, I thought that when the astronauts, they just avoid the stars.
Okay, listen.
You're playing Galaga
listen here. So the rest of the people in that classroom, they called me an idiot for thinking that the astronauts had to evade stars on the way to the moon. And, okay, at first, yeah, that's a dumb thing because of the concept that was in my brain before. But then let's take a spin and look at them. They thought that there was more than one star in our solar system, and they thought that stars were as big as the sun. Why wouldn't we be able to see more than one sun? So they're the idiots.
Yeah, okay, but also you're.
I had an actual concept in my brain. They didn't.
Okay,
they just thought, oh my gosh, there's more than one star. Wow, that's crazy. I'm an idiot. That's exactly what they said and how they talked.
Well, so I'm thinking, maybe when you were younger, you just didn't have like a concept of just how big the universe is. Because it's kind of crazy to think about that million light years away, there's just like another Earth.
Okay, I do think that I had some sort of understanding about how huge the universe is, but it was never put into perspective that there were billions of suns in one galaxy. I didn't know that. That's pretty crazy to me. But I guess what would be even crazier is if there were billions of solar systems and each of them had their own small stars, because then that would mean that there were so many stars in the universe. Even though there already are probably infinite stars in the universe, there would be infinite times 10,000 billion. I don't know. If you catch my drift.
So, I think this brings up an interesting topic of aliens. Have you seen what was it? Was it Area 51 or was it like the White House released like the picture?
The unreleased pictures and videos of UFOs and stuff.
Like, first of all, no one's surprised that there's aliens, right? I feel like that's just like, there's got to be someone else out there. But also, the government hid it from us for I don't even know how long. like they don't want us to know that for some reason, which is weird.
Well, people are scared of not being the top dog.
People are scared of unknown.
Yeah, and not being the top dog. Like, if we found out that there was some crazy civilization 1,000 light years away that had our technology times 10, we would be a little freaked out and
a little butthurt.
Maybe, I don't know if we'd be butthurt because they obviously would have probably more time to figure out their technology. I mean, they just evolved quicker, or I don't really believe in evolution. I'm a Christian guy, so I don't know. I don't really know where Christianity stands in the realm of science and aliens. I think that there could be aliens 100%, and they have their own like Bible.
Yeah, there was a whole period in time where like people were looking at science more than the Bible. Like, that's just like the Renaissance. Like, that was that about, which is weird. It's just kind of hard to like dispute just facts that are like right in front of you, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I think the aliens kind of bring up a story. Remember when we were on the trampoline?
Oh my gosh!
Okay, so we established.
Well, here's the proof, actually. So, sorry. All of what we said before, it doesn't really matter because this is the proof.
So yeah, whatever the picture. But this is before the picture got leaked, right? So we established last time that we're flippers. So we have a tramp session kind of late at night, and
trampoline session,
and we're doing our flips or whatever, and then we lay down and just talk and on the trampoline because they're comfortable, right? And
we're friends, like we talk.
So we're talking, and then Tomas, did you just like look in the sky?
We were looking at the stars because I mean they're so beautiful. Maybe you could have maybe brought up that those stars were suns, please, so that I could have known something, but I didn't.
I'll take the bad on that one. My bad for your idiotiness. Anyways, so we look up in the sky, and Tomas is like, "Do you see that light moving?" And I was like, "Wait, hold on." And I'm like, "That's gotta be like a spaceship." And what happened exactly?
Okay, so there was this star, and we knew it was a star, and it was not a helicopter, it was not a plane, it was not a space station. Helicopters and planes have flashing lights on them. Space stations are brighter. The International Space Station is brighter than that, and did not have the same movement pattern as this star. So this star, it was very dim. Like, it was not close to the Earth at all. And the way it was moving was zippy and like...
Yeah, it was moving like a zigzag pattern.
It was, yeah, like a zigzag pattern, and it was very quick and moved across the sky at like... I mean, it was so far away, so it was like super fast, but in our like visual, it was moving like we were able to see it for maybe a minute, 2 minutes, and it moved like this.
Think of like a lightning bolt, and then like a lightning bolt,
and
or like Pikachu's tail.
Yeah, Pikachu's tail or a lightning bolt, and it goes down the lightning bolt at different speeds. I'm trying to explain this to audio people. It kind of moved a little, and then it jumped like quickly to another space down the lightning bolt. Then it moved a little bit, and then it zagged again, zigged and zagged. And we were kind of freaked out.
I wasn't freaking out as much as Tomas was, but I thought it was funny how much he was actually freaking out. So I played along with it, and I was like, "Bro, that's 100% alien." Like, and we started going to like hypotheticals. We're like, if you were like, if I die here, it's okay. Like I saw an alien. you were like, I'm 100% okay dying to alien because then we're gonna be famous.
Not famous. It'll because famous means like people will know you. It's more sentimental to me. Like, wow, I died around a different species of not primate, because primate has like. You think are aliens considered primates?
No, they're just
aliens?
a different species.
Different species? Are primates?
Yes.
We're primates. Apes are primates. We're a different species.
Yeah.
Humanoid. That's the word.
Homo sapien.
That's a good word as well.
That's the same thing. Like what?
Homo sapien, humanoid.
Anyways, so we're going through hypotheticals, and we're like, if they come down, it's gonna be like, we imagine it kind of like sci-fi, where like there's like a big old laser beam, and we get sucked up, and we're like, no way. And then we were like, we could show them video games. That's like the first thing we thought of.
And acrobatics, like, you know how
the flips. We were like, what if they've never done a flip before, bro? We could show them.
We could be like the jesters to kings. We could be their acrobatic aliens for them. And also, we don't have like physical diseases or ailments, so we're like kind of the perfect representation of the male physiology
physique,
not physique, specimen. We're a perfect male specimen for the human race if they would like to keep us.
If they would like to keep us, we're dogs. We're like a pet. That might have gone through our minds too. If like, we could be their pets.
We literally would be their pets if they were that advanced. We would definitely be their pets. We would be dogs.
Look at the little human do backflip. He's so cute. Come here, boy.
We're like jumping at. They're like huge. We're like jumping at them. We do a little flip. You know, in like Timmy Turner, when the dog, the robot dog does the flip, and like the whatever. It's like, yeah, I guess some people maybe know that.
Dude, I don't. You know, I don't watch anything.
He doesn't have eyes. He doesn't look at anything.
No, it's not. So I like I said last podcast, I grew up not watching TV. I grew up with the iPad. I was the iPad kid, and I would watch.
That was you.
Oh, the coughing on the
iPad.
wiping my nose. No, I would just so it was it was a family iPad, but I had it in my room because I liked it the most, and I wanted it. So I would watch. I would watch like old like classic YouTubers.
This is where the habit started.
Yeah, and
he goes to sleep every night watching a YouTube video.
Yeah, so when I was younger, I used to fall asleep to TV, and then I'd wake up and it would be off in the morning, like my parents would turn it off. But then I got the iPads, and I started falling asleep to YouTube. I would like whoever I was watching, I just like doze off, and so then it became a habit, and I still can't fall asleep very well without. Oh my god, big yawn. Without listening to something.
Wow, I love it when you have those yawns where you start crying.
Anyway, so
freaking loser, you're gonna cry.
Dude, you're gonna make me cry. Okay,
you know, actually, I have kind of the same thing. When I was a kid, my parents would play like Christian music or like they had a sleep playlist, and to this day, I can't fall asleep without music. Like I just play it on my phone.
Yeah, so that developed my
We both have like embarrassing sleeping habits.
Yeah, but that kind of goes back to the generation thing. The last podcast.
Yeah, like we can just have that. Like
my mom, she can't listen to anything, cause she has to be perfectly silent for her. But then, this is a good time. Today it was yesterday in AP Lit. My teacher was talking about how we grew up and our brains were wired that way, but he's like, some of your parents' brains are getting rewired to work with technology. And I was
100%.
And because my mom can't have anything, but my dad now falls asleep to podcasts. Like he listens to stuff in his ears and he puts his
couldn't do that.
He has his headphones in and he falls asleep. And he's a snorer, so then my mom can't sleep. But I just think that's weird. Like that's like kind of like scary in a sense. How like their brains are like now rewired.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like how my dad, he has sleep apnea, so he has to wear like a mask thing, and it like makes a noise at night, and it's like really loud. And probably for like the first week or month or so, my mom like it was like probably hard for her to fall asleep, but now she can't fall asleep without him like having that on, because it's like I don't know, they sleep together every night, so
yeah, well,
it's like just normal.
I just thought it was crazy how like not like 10 years ago maybe, I remember when my mom and my dad first got like the phone that you could open up and there was like a keypad in it.
Oh yeah,
I was like, that's crazy.
It's kind of cool too. Like,
and they would only use it for like texts and calls, right? And then they got their iPhones, and then they gradually used it more and more until now, like, you know, it's just like us, like they have to bring it everywhere.
We're half Android, man. We have it everywhere. I think did we talk about that last podcast?
We didn't talk about being half Android.
Well, we are literally half Android. We have our phones on us at all times. I think we did talk about having our phones.
We might have, but I think it's at a point where if you kind of like me, you just feel like a little anxious when you don't have it with you.
I don't know.
Maybe not you.
Sometimes I leave I leave my phone in my room when I take a shower. That's like a very small amount of time, but like I don't have it with me. And
see, I take my phone in the shower. Like it's like kind of bad if you really think about it.
I mean, it's an addiction. You're addicted to your phone. Everyone's addicted to their phone, so it's a socially accepted addiction, just like caffeine.
Even if like, let's say someone takes your phone, even if you have nothing to hide.
Oh,
like
100%.
Zero. 100%. You don't want them on your phone for some reason. It's just like, it's just weird. It's like we have, what is it called?
Except for like your best friends. I don't know. Like if you're on my phone, I don't care.
I mean, yeah, but there's like still a little part like,
Not really for like best friends.
Yeah, but it's just.
But if like other people, yeah, 100%. I
You
can
have
see where you're coming from.
you have separation anxiety from your phone, and it's not a living thing.
Oh my gosh, when I used to get grounded, I mean, for the first couple of days it would be like torture, but then
you'd have withdrawals from your phone.
But then, like, as the week went on, weeks, you kind of like find yourself again, and then like, you have to socialize, and it's kind of weird. Like, grounding definitely is a good strategy for parents. Like, when you take away their phone, they have to, as a kid, you have to like learn to socialize again and like actually talk to like your siblings or your family when you don't have anything else to do, or like.
Well, that's what you did when you were younger.
Yeah.
You didn't have your phone or your iPad to just be on all day. You would play outside, and you would talk to people, and you would become friends with your neighbors, and then at a certain point, you're just so addicted to that instant gratification of like TikTok. The TikTok is like a perfect example of just Gen Z and in how we're addicted, because it's literally just like 10 seconds
just
clips.
It's so, you know, Logan Paul and Jake Paul, how they used to make like these cringy videos like when we were in 7th grade-ish.
Yeah.
They had a Vine editing style, so every time they'd make a video, it'd be 6 seconds cut, 6 seconds cut. So it would be Vine, but in a YouTube video. And that's why it was so addicting for people to watch it, because it's like they constantly have your attention the whole time, and it was genius because it took kids.
It worked.
It took over kids' brains.
Took over my brain.
My brain.
It took over your brain, and
you know, I still like Logan Paul. That's partly what inspired me to start a podcast with you. Is I've listened to probably like 200 episodes of Impulsive, Logan Paul's podcast.
I feel like I'm in the majority of people that don't really like Logan Paul as much as they used to, for reasons. But do you think Vine is one of the reasons why like we're so addicted to our phones now?
Vine, or like
maybe Instagram even started it.
It's just the changing your like, what's the word? Your focus. Like, changing your focus so often on so many different things, so many different subjects. And it's no wonder why we get bored in class and we don't want to sit still, and everyone has ADHD and depression and anxiety.
Dude, so I read an article about this in AP Lit. It was an article, it was about this term, and I was like, whoa. The term was Anti-Intellectualism. And the article was about people kind of embracing their laziness, or kind of like, how I thought of it is how people like calling people a tryhard as like an insult, when trying hard is like,
it's a good thing.
Admirable.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone when they're trying to go into college, they're like, I'm a hard worker. But if you like
really look at what they're doing in their lives.
So, because I have like 2 different friend groups, right? So I have like a smart friend group that they're all like tryhards in school or whatever, and they're just trying to be smart because I don't want to feel stupid. But then I have another friend group where they're just they call me a tryhard for being in like hard classes when I kind of like enjoy hard classes, and they're like calling me a tryhard and trying to make me feel bad for being smart. And the article was talking about how everyone they don't like doing like long-term things, and they like only doing short-term gratification things. And I thought back to like TikTok and Instagram, and in a way Snapchat, but like not as much, because Snapchat is really just like a texting app. But I thought it was, I was like, whoa, like that's crazy.
I mean, if you really look at the potential of what you can do in a day, it's like it's pretty crazy. And I'm trying to be way better this year about using the full day to my advantage. Like today I woke up, went to school, I have early dismissal, so I left school at 1:15. I came home. I edited a thumbnail for a video. I posted a video on my YouTube channel that's been sitting for a while. I haven't posted it. But it's up now, so you can watch it at Tomas Salas YouTube channel. And then right after that, I drove 40 minutes to dive practice. It was a dryland training. I worked super hard there. We did a huge leg workout, huge ab workout. That was 3 hours. Drove home 40 minutes. Came home, immediately took a shower and got ready. While I was waiting for Dominick to get home, I edited another thumbnail for another video that's been sitting for a while that I need to post, which will come out in, I don't know, maybe like sometime next week. And then I came straight over here to film this podcast, and it's really tiring, but very, very fulfilling to do so much in a day. Actually, the other day, it was kind of similar. I had a super full day. I was so tired at the end of the day. I took a shower, and right as I got under my covers and laid in my bed, when something like that happens and you work for hours and hours, you just kind of like, and it was just so nice to be in my bed that I started crying. I was so happy to be in my bed and relaxing, and it was very fulfilling, and it was happy tears, and it was like, I did good today. I worked hard. I had a productive day instead of being a lazy person who wastes their day.
Yeah, it's just, there's so much wasted potential nowadays, and I was thinking of something. It's just books. Nobody reads anymore. If most people, most adults and even teenagers, even for a book for school, they don't read it because they find it's too boring, right? It's just not fun, which I definitely get, because I don't like reading at all. But I don't know, I guess when I was younger, I was forced to, the reading charts? Did you ever get reading charts where, in first grade, you're you have to read this amount of hours per week?
Not hours, but I had, books that I had to read, so I know what you're talking about.
So, you're, forced to read, and I guess I just never found good books, and I wasn't really taught how to read, which we can get into a bit, but people don't like reading anymore, and the knowledge that you get from reading just can't be replaced.
Oh, the deep thinking and cognitive ability that is learned through looking at words and seeing new vocabulary words that you don't know, and I actually love reading, but it's so hard for me to start a book.
That's a fact.
Other than this one book that I'm really interested in, it's called The Fifth Vital by Mike Malak. It is Logan Paul's friend. Mike, he was a drug addict, heroin addict, and he tells his story. It's crazy. The amount of times he should have died is insane, and the stories that are in that book, highly recommend the book. I was done with that book in 3 days. It's 300 pages. Anyways, in that book, I underlined every single word that was new to me. And after I underlined every word, I looked it up, and it contributes to your vocabulary and makes you sound smarter and makes you a higher vocabulary contributes to higher intelligence, right?
Yeah, and it's not just that people don't like reading because it's just not instant gratification.
Oh, yeah.
It's just people love...
You have to think about it, and you have to build a scene in your head, a whole story.
It's just... People just... I guess they think it's too much work or it's boring, and their attention spans aren't long enough anymore to sit down and read.
I bet you the people on TikTok who are oh, our friend group's so quirky, let's start a podcast. let's start a podcast, dude, because we're so funny and quirky and our jokes are so funny and everyone would love them. They wouldn't have the patience to sit down and talk for more than 15 minutes. Like, right now it's been 30 minutes, and it's been kind of a long time talking, but I think we're doing a pretty good job at actually portraying our thoughts to you guys.
It's just, it just makes me feel bad because I feel like I don't do them enough. Like, I haven't had a moment of me being, like, tired because my day has been just too hard in a long time. And even, I, like, feel bad, like, when I wake up in summer at, like, 2, and I just feel like the early part of the day is just gone.
I don't know. That's kind of different for me because in summer it's your time to rest. Like, you can do whatever you want during your summer, especially because we're in high school. We don't have to worry about a lot. If you have a job, you have to go to your job, but other than that, like, you can, I mean, I recommend, like, working out and stuff and staying physically fit and doing creative things, but if you lay in your bed and you watch all of Breaking Bad in 2 weeks, you do it. I mean, it's the summer, man. That's just what happens. Everyone is lazy at some point in their life. No one is taking full advantage of every day of their life, and you shouldn't, because that's unhealthy. You'll get burnt out.
Burnt out. Facts. So I brought up how I don't like reading, right? And I kind of force myself to read now, and if I get into the book, I like actually read it, because I've read all the books for school that they've made us read, but I like don't read it myself because I'm a slow reader because I never really, like I said, didn't get taught how to read. So I like use an audiobook, and I think that's the reason why I don't like reading is because I'm so slow and my attention span is higher than some's, but it's not like insane, right? So I get bored very quickly, and it's just I'm not that good of a reader. And because first grade, I went into first grade not knowing how to read much and not knowing like simple phonics, right? And
what's that word mean?
Phonics, like, you don't know phonics?
Mm-mm.
It's hard to explain, bro. It's just like how words go together, I guess, or I might be wrong, but you understand what I'm saying? Like I don't know like how to
in a sentence.
I don't know how to like form. I don't know how to like read words very well.
You didn't know how to like understand each word in a sentence and why it's there.
That and my reading comprehension wasn't that big, and I just didn't know how to read very well, right? I didn't know like how sounds go together or something like that, right? Because I didn't learn that in kindergarten. I went to a different kindergarten.
What does this say?
It says Tetris, bro. So I went in kindergarten. I didn't learn. We did like this thing where you would like write 5 sentences at the beginning of the day. But I would just like, I would do the 5 sentences, right? I'd be like, I like random word. I like blah. I like, it was just I like, and nothing new. And then if I couldn't think of anything, I'd copy someone else's. And they didn't like teach us how to read. So I went to first grade. I changed schools, and the school I went to in first grade, way better school than the school I went to in kindergarten. And so the whole class knows how to read, and I did not. And it was just frustrating. It was so frustrating, trying to like read in front of the class and just keep up, and especially.
Did you ever do popcorn reading? And would everyone like popcorn DOMs? Because you would take the slowest so that you didn't have to do as much work.
No, that was further into, like, that was like 4th grade, I think.
That happened with you?
But I like know how to read, kind of, okay? At that point. But I like didn't like reading because it was hard and frustrating. So I hated reading, and I really liked math because I understood it really well. And that's why I'm way better at math than I am in language arts now, because
math is freaking fun, dude.
Thank you. Finally, someone understands me.
Like, I'm taking calculus this year, and we're getting a review packet for like pre-calc. And since we were doing pre-calc during COVID last year, during first semester, I really didn't do much pre-calc because I really didn't care about the first semester, even though I got an A in the class. Everything was easy to get an A in last year. I did a lot of trigonometry, so I still understand the concepts of like the math that was being taught. But anyways, So in this review packet, it's like everything we learned from pre-calc, like an example from every single unit, every single thing we did. And I'm trying to like go on the internet and like learn every single thing within like this weekend so I can have it done by Monday. And it's going to be difficult, but it's like a challenge, and it's like a fun challenge.
Yeah, I think math is fun. But I'm just thinking about me growing up and not liking reading. There's definitely people that grew up just not liking math either. And probably, definitely people that didn't like either. Maybe they didn't like being told what to do. So maybe that like grew into like their hatred of school.
And there's a lot of people who just don't care about school and like
anti-intellectuals.
Anti-intellectuals.
That's where it starts.
That's what we are. We're intellectuals, guys.
It's because school system's bad. I think people just don't like being told what to do and they're stubborn, and then they don't find a fun way to teach math or reading, and then they grow up into this anti-intellectualism or whatever. And the people that
full circle.
And it's just a crazy term, dude.
Anti-intellectualism.
It just sounds like
we sound like intellectuals using it.
Yeah, it's just now I use like as an insult. I'm like, bro, you're being an anti-intellectual right now. I swear to God.
Hey, you wanna know what makes me look like an anti-intellectual?
What? Okay, so you guys might hear, audio listeners, you might hear some little like some noises of sound like someone putting on clothes. And Tomas went to Goodwill recently and bought an XL large leather coat.
4XL.
And it's just interesting, to say the least.
It's quite snazzy, if I do say so myself.
I walk out today, but when he came to my house for the podcast, and I see him wearing this, and I'm like, he just looks so big. He just looks so wide in it for no reason.
I like to go against the grain, as you can see. I've had this obsession with like oversized clothes lately. Like as you saw on the last podcast, if you watched it, I was wearing like a 2XL black t-shirt. I really love the color black as well. I have like 8 black t-shirts in my closet.
You know why you like black?
Why?
It's because black clothes have like a slimming quality to them.
Huh.
So I'm not calling you fat because you're not fat now, but you used to be pretty chunky.
This is true.
So maybe wearing the black, you're like,
oh, pretty snug.
You kind of look good in this.
Also, black goes with everything. There's not a color that black doesn't go with. If I want to wear
blue.
Huh?
Navy blue. Dark navy blue and black don't go together.
But navy blue also goes with everything other than black.
No.
Like, as an accent color.
Navy blue maroon?
Yeah, that could be like if you wear navy blue pants and like shorts and a maroon t-shirt. You gotta have matching shoes, but...
No, white goes with everything. White literally goes with everything because it's the absence of color.
So is black? Black is the absence of color.
No, isn't black like too much color?
No, dude. Brown is too much color.
You're wearing brown!
I've got too much color on!
No. Black is the absence of light. And white is the absence of color.
I'm listening.
And blue is...
Mix... What's... blue is like blue. And then yellow is...
Don't say yellow's like yellow.
Blue and green.
Okay, thank you.
No, it's not. No, green is blue and yellow. Green is blue and yellow.
We can't. Did you in 3rd grade? Did you not learn that the sun is the center of the solar system, and did you not learn color theory?
I played this one game. It was really fun. It was on like a PBS website or something, where it just you all you did was mix the colors and make fun colors.
Dude, kids don't watch PBS anymore.
Kids watch TikTok, dude. Kids have iPhone 7.
Kids
have iPhone 12s.
They watch YouTube Kids.
No, they don't. Kids watch normal YouTube. and their brain gets literally, and then they grow up to look like us.
No,
but they're two.
They're anti-intellectual.
They're straight up anti. Actually, I don't know, man. They can either be intellectuals or anti-intellectuals. I'm not sure. Like, they could grow up and be the smartest people in the world because they have so much access to technology.
There's definitely some that are smarter because of technology, and definitely some that are dumber because of technology.
100%. Like, I think that there are some people who take it like we're gonna have so many what's the word? When you go up in society.
Upper class.
No, when you like
blue collar.
No,
white people.
When you go up as a society.
Los gringos.
Anyways, speaking of like TikTok and like ruining your brain, I was scrolling through the TikTok the other day, and you know those TikToks that like are just jump scares? Like, there's a guy who swings a bat and the ball hits.
It's a foul ball and it comes towards the camera.
It comes towards the camera and you're like, oh, whoa, that was scary, and like you think it was gonna hit you in the face. One of those came up on my For You page, but instead of it hitting me in the face, there was this Asian man sent from heaven, and he goes, he puts his hand out and stops the ball for me and says, I forgot what his thing is. It's like he said something like, how's your day or something like that. I saved you. And that's it. And he has countless videos of this on his profile, and I love it, dude. It makes me feel so safe and happy every time I watch a video.
What about the other girl that you said you liked?
Oh my gosh.
She was like, that made you like laugh really hard?
What is the internet, man? It brings up random stuff, dude. So ASMR, a known what's
form of content, I guess.
A known form of content.
Category content?
Yeah. There was this TikToker who was an ASMR TikToker, and she did something to me. I don't know what, but she grabbed my soul and released all of the negative energy. She like put out her hands and was grabbing at the camera and saying like, gotta grab all your negative energy, gotta grab all of it. Oh my gosh, grab negative energy and take it out and leave only positive energy. Smile, laugh. And from doing that, something welled up, and I just started laughing and giggling like a child. And it was nice. It was a nice experience. I had lots of dopamine running through my synapses, and I enjoyed it.
Yo, so you said how the guy has a lot of videos of him doing the same thing. Does the girl do that same thing a lot?
Yeah, she's like a ASMR TikToker. Yeah. Like she posts a bunch of ASMR videos.
I was gonna make a point how people get famous after doing one thing, but on TikTok, if they can keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and it gets the same number of views. Okay, there's this one girl who, it's not like the same thing, but someone comments, "Oh, she must be," and the bit or whatever the bit is that they don't know what her job is, and it's like. She's definitely and let's just say an electrician, and then there's like the same song. It's like the and then it's her like wearing an electrician's outfit next to a real electrician. She's like and she's like dancing. It's the same thing over and over again. Then it's
but
like
with different professions.
Yeah.
So like it says, oh, she's definitely an astronaut. She replies to the comment with a video
of her like by NASA.
And like, does it look like she has a real like uniform on?
Yeah.
Oh, so she could be anything.
And then
I'd follow that.
And then there's another guy who got famous off of like weird bars, which this one isn't really. It's like the same
like
premise.
Rapping freestyle.
He got famous off this TikTok where he's like, it was I don't know what song it was, but he said something about like, it was to like a Drake song, and it was like, it was like, I just took a poop and I just like stood up without wiping or something like that.
Oh,
and
that's terrible.
The thing is when I first heard that, I like laughed like pretty hard, and then I followed him, but then he just makes poop jokes now in rap songs. He like
It's like the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, he's like, you know, Whoop-Dee?
No.
Like the Whoop-Dee, it's a movie, that song.
Yeah.
And he made a parody. It was like, had to take me a dookie, I whooped up and it was looking gooey or something like that.
Yuck.
It's just he just does the
Dude,
same thing over and over
if you,
again.
stand up after you poo, the poo, like,
Dude, okay.
goes on, like, if you're a man,
That's not my point.
it goes on the hair.
That's not my point.
It goes, and, like, it takes so much more to clean that, Dom.
Dude, that's why I laughed when I first heard it. But people just do the same thing over and over again because they just like the taste of fame, bro. That was my point. People do anything to get famous. Not that you just stand. I took a poop and I stood up. Yes, I understand. Dumb. It's ridiculous. That's
you need to like wipe in three different directions, side, hole.
side hole,
and then you need to go.
Don't say side hole.
Opposite direction.
You can't say side hole.
And then you need to do that like 4 times. So you're wasting. Like, don't stand up after you poop, guys. Don't stand up after you poop because you're wasting toilet paper. Where we could be using that toilet paper for different people, like people in Africa could have that.
Side hole. Oh my gosh.
Just take a shower at that point. You know, the Chinese know where it's at. They got the things that...
The Bidet?
Yeah.
Dude, Bidets look sick.
That should be globally ingrained. Ingrained, not intergrained.
Ingrained.
That should be globally ingrained because it makes sense. I want to use one. Never used one.
There's a guy, and on YouTube, and he is big on bidets, and
no way.
He's like bidets are definitely it. Like they're just built different. But then people like the first time they use one, and they're like, it's kind of shocking.
Does it like go up?
I think it's aimed up. And it's like
in?
I don't think it...
Does it go in?
I don't think it... No. I don't know.
Does it just like wash the surrounding area?
It's kind of like power washing your butt, I think.
It's so much better than toilet paper.
And
toilet paper, you can get a rash sometimes.
I don't want to talk about wiping.
Like, you wipe so much because you want to be clean that it's just like raw.
I don't want to talk about wiping. I should have tucked up the gooey part.
Dom, you're the one who brought up the poo.
Dude, I didn't mean to bring up poo, alright? We started so deep with the podcast, and now we're talking about wiping and standing up and gooey poop. Okay?
His dog pooped on his floor earlier.
Yo, okay. We can talk about dogs for a little bit. So, one dog, she's passed now. I had a dog named Snowy, and she was mostly potty trained. And we didn't want her going out because my mom doesn't like the feet going in and out or like them bringing dirt inside. So she trained him in like a litter box, like a cat. It's not weird, trust me.
It's a cat dog.
So we have our old dog. She's 13. She's still alive. She was fully litter trained, barely poops. Maybe an accident like once every 6 months. Snowy. I think she died when she was like 5. She was really young, but she was potty trained after like 3 years, I think, but wasn't very. She still had accidents a lot, and my mom would always freak out. And my mom
when they pooped
whenever she pooped on like the rug or something, and when she passed away, this sounds really morbid, but my mom was like, that was the worst dog ever. Okay, but then we got another dog, and her name's Zoe, and she's my sister's, and my sister has not potty trained her. I've never tried. Has never
never tried to train the dog in any sense.
And,
maybe it knows how to sit.
And so not only did Zoe develop extreme separation anxiety because Dana was with her all the time, she doesn't know where to poop, and since she doesn't go outside, she is way worse than Snowy ever was. And now my mom's like Snowy was the best dog. And I always say Snowy. I'm like Snowy pees so Zoe could poop, or something like that. Like Snowy walks so Zoe could run. Snowy walks so Zoe could run. Yeah, I said that right.
Oh.
So it's just
Snowy walked so Zoe could sprint.
Exactly.
Across the floor.
And today,
pooping everywhere.
Before we started the podcast, we're cleaning my room and we see Zoe poops in the randomest spots. She pooped under like the ladder to my bunk bed. I've seen her poop under like a router, under like a table.
Ugh.
It's like in the weirdest spots.
Hard to clean up.
Okay,
I'd say.
The best place where she's gone to the bathroom is, like a bed, the box frame. How there's like a little fabric part. Those like wood planks, right? And then there's like fabric covering it, right? And it's like underneath the bed and like up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Snowy, the one that's dead, she tore at the fabric under Dana's bed. Zoe broke the fabric and would hide in, like, the little compartment of, like, air between, like...
Don't tell me there's just a huge pile of poop that you found one day.
So, Dana is... I don't know why she was looking under her bed. She kind of taps. She's like a little something dropping, and she like taps at it, and it like moves, and it rolls. And Dana's like, "Uh-oh."
That's so nasty.
So we pooped inside the box.
She had a poop bed. You had a bunk bed. She had a poop bed.
I've never seen
just like a, and just all fell down.
I've never
That's
seen
so
it.
nasty. Did she get rid of it?
Yeah, she had to get a whole new... Because...
I'm so glad.
I'm
so glad
funny.
you didn't try to clean that. You just throw it out. That's probably haunted.
Like...
Or something.
Like, how does that... Like, you don't think about... You just don't think about stuff like that. Like, oh, my dog might poop inside my mattress.
And that's why I'm not having a dog. I'm actually having dogs when I'm older. I like boxers. They're nice. They're high energy. They don't have much upkeep. You just gotta like pet them, pretty much. Like feed them. That's it. And like take them on walks. But boxers are pretty much the best breed ever, and you should probably get one.
So, on that note, I think this is a good time to end the podcast. We've had some good conversations today.
I'd say that the beginning half was definitely more productive.
We had some deeper talks, some more organic matters. I think bringing up anti-intellectualism was very interesting. You guys can do your own research on that. There's an article that I read and is pretty interesting. I read an article. Reading is cool. Bring that up. I think it's very interesting. And maybe also bring up dogs poop. I don't know. I shouldn't have brought up the gooey part. That was my bad. It won't happen again. But thanks for watching and listening to Organic Matters. And we'll see you guys next Saturday. Every Saturday, the new Organic Matters.
Peace out.